Well, it's time for my top 25 metal albums of 2021. Recently, we did top 100 to 25 in 2 separate videos. Today, we're gonna finish it off. I'm not trolling anymore. We're finishing this fucking year off because 2021 has been a pretty shitty year. Not music-wise, amazing year music-wise, but a pretty shitty year else-wise. Like we went fucking through like 7 lockdowns in 2021, which was insane. And this is going to be the last video for 2021. We're moving on to better fucking content in 2022, and hopefully 2022 is going to be a much better year. By the looks of it, it's looking even worse in the coordination of fucking the pandemic. But anyway, let's get on with the top 25 metal albums of 2021. So, before I start, let me know your favorite 25 albums down below, and let's get on with it. Coming at number 25 is SOOTHSAYER, Echoes of the Earth. A very enjoyable, sludgy, blackened death metal album, you could say. It's quite an experimental LP as well. This band is Irish, I think, and overall their sound is very unique. Great songs like Outer Fringe, Cities of Smoke, and Six of Nothing. This is probably one of the most insane, chaotic vocals I've heard all year round. And it's just the guitar work, the riffs are so damn good on this, especially on Outer Fringe. And the tribal chants you are getting, I recommend you listening to SOOTHSAYER, Echoes of the Earth. Pretty solid album, and I hear a lot of people don't talk about this. Yeah, this is always on my rotation. So yeah, check out SOOTHSAYER, Echoes of the Earth, if you haven't already. And so next up is Midnight Spell, Sky Destroyer. This is a very good heavy metal album. This at times reminds me of a bit of Queensryche, a bit of Judas Priest, a bit of Iron Maiden sprinkled. Just a very good album overall. This is a traditional heavy metal album, you could say, with some really enjoyable songs like Blood for Blood, Between the Eyes, Lady of the Moonlight. Got more proggier songs called Cemetery Queen. There's some doomier elements, doomier riffs, and really love Hey Bang to Your Death, which is a fantastic thrash metal instant classic. But yeah, a very good album overall. Great vocals on this. The vocals at times are a bit jarring. As you listen to this album over and over again, they are really enjoyable. It's very catchy. Reminds a bit of Haunt, Midnight Spell, Sky Destroyer. Next up is Through the Spatial Dimensions, Nothing Is Real. This is a mix of melodic black metal, mixed with progressive black metal, intertwined with so many different genres. I love the really aggressive, harsh and black metal vocals on this. From the Depths has such an infectious riff, fantastic album overall. Bit of a surprise throughout the song Merge into the Abyss. Unexpected clean vocals, especially at the end, along with those harsh vocals. Love this album. Nothing Is Real. I love the crescendos and just the symphonic elements that build. It reminds me at times like a bit of Emperor. The melodic flair, such as Dark Funeral. Very good black metal album. I think this is one of the best black metal albums of the year. Okay, so next up is Between the Buried and Me, Colors 2. Wow, okay, so I really enjoyed Between the Buried and Me. They're a great progressive metal band, and yeah, this is the best progressive metal album in my opinion. I fucking love it. I love all the songs. It holds up to Colors, the original Colors. And Colors 2 is, I feel this is the best Between the Buried and Me album. Great songs like The Double Helix of Extinction, the build up throughout Monochrome, Revolution in Limbo. That fucking chorus is amazing. Never Seen, Future Shock. The future is behind us. They got Turbulent, Human is Hell. which is probably the most chaotic fucking song off the album. I love how they incorporate elements from Colors into Colors too, especially some elements of White Wars. It is fantastic. The vocals are amazing, great solos, it's great progressive metal, and I just love how they mix everything. It's like a concoction of every single genre in metal, and I fucking love it. So yeah, Between the Buried and Me, Colors 2. Next up is BARDD, Devoured by the Oak. A folky black metal album with elements of epic black metal, atmospheric, epic, melodic black metal album, which has so many surprises along the way, beautiful acoustic moments along with flute. There are some great melodies, especially the second song, Una Coron de Branches, just a fantastic song. I just love how there's a build up. It just feels like you're sitting in the coffee shop with a busker just playing some beautiful guitar, especially in the intro, and it builds up and becomes quite epic and heavy. The vocals are very aggressive at times, but I do love the clean vocals. Devoured by the Oak, part 1, part 2, beautiful, sweet. Then you got songs like Cryptual, which is probably one of my favorite songs off the album. Then you got Autumn Shore, just an intense fucking heavy song. I just love the orchestral moments that come into play on this album. Beautiful acoustic guitar work mixed with some very heavy guitar as well. So yeah, Devoured by the Oak, BARDD is a fucking banger. I love it. One of the best epic folky black metal albums of the year. Coming at number 20 is Cannibal Corpse, Violence Unimagined. Yeah, this is my only Cannibal Corpse album I own because it is so damn hard to fucking find these albums. But yeah, my goal is to collect all Cannibal Corpse albums. What a fantastic fucking death metal album. It's one of the best of the year. If you haven't seen it already, I did my top 40 albums, top 40 death metal albums of the year, and yeah, this came pretty high. It's simple, it's cookie cutter death metal, but it's cookie cutter death metal done right, with a few technical elements, and it's a lot better than the album Red Before Black and the other previous albums. This is one of the best Cannibal Corpse albums in my opinion. George Corpsegrind is on the game here. The great vocal work, great gutturals on this, and not to mention the guitar solos are amazing. Some great guitar surround, Kill Devour, one of the best fucking songs by Cannibal Corpse ever. Follow the Blood, Cerements of the Flayed, Inhumane Harvest, classic fucking modern death metal album, and one of the best death metal albums of the year. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Cannibal Corpse, which every motherfucker would have checked out by now because it was really big back in April when it was released. I think it was in April. Check out Cannibal Corpse, Violence Unimagined, just amazing. Okay, so next up is one of the most demonic, gloomy death metal albums of the year. I did put in my top 40. It is Suffering Hour, Cyclic Reckoning. What can I say? This is just fantastic. It's on the borderline of black metal. I would say it's sort of black and death metal, some doomy elements, great riffs, and not to mention Foundations of Servitude, one of the best fucking songs of the year. How I'd probably say this is the best song of the year. 16 minutes, amazing guitar melodies. The vocals are very guttural and deep. At times remind me of the vocalist of Incantation. Fast, furious guitar throughout. The Abrasive Black Dust, and the guitar tone is just the most weird guitar tone you've ever heard in your life. The production's so damn good, it's raw, but you can also hear everything, and the guitar tone has this really whiny sound which I fucking love, and it really works, especially Foundations of Servitude. That melody, tell me that melody won't get stuck in your head. It will. It'll get stuck in your head. But yeah, Suffering Hour, Cyclic Reckoning here. Okay, so are you ready for some heavy doom metal? We got... It's Hooded Menace, the Tritonus Bow. This is fantastic heavy doom metal. So Hooded Menace decided to experiment. After their really gloomy and doomy Osirum silhouettes, they decided to pick things up with the pace, and they decided to create something we've never really heard before. They've created epic death doom metal And this is the TRITONUS bell. Amazing album cover. I fucking love the album cover. I love how the skull is the bell and the skeleton's ringing the skull bell. Hello, I'm Chime Diabolicus, one of the best fucking songs of the year. You got songs like Those Who Absorb the Night, Scattered into the Dark. Dun, 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 dun. Fuck, I should have had this higher. This is a fantastic album, it really is. The guitar tone is amazing, some amazing solos on this, not to mention the vocals, as you expect, really harsh and aggressive and guttural, and I fucking love it. Quite atmospheric in tone, but not as atmospheric as the Serum Silhouettes. But this is fun doom. TRITONUS bell, one of the best albums of the year, one of the best doom metal albums of the year, and I did put in my top 30 doom metal albums if I remember. It could be a little bit higher, to be honest. I just feel that it sits in this position at the moment just because there are slightly better other bands out there in my opinion. But yeah, Hooded Menace to TRITONUS bell, amazing album. They really changed the game for doom metal this year. Okay, so next up is Funeral, Pesentalis in Eternus. Wow, okay, so wasn't really a big fan of Funeral before this album came out. This was released in December. This is one of the best December metal albums of 2021, and it is for a reason. It is fantastic doom metal. There are elements of funeral doom, there are elements of just death doom. There's a lot of melodies on this which I fucking love, and not to mention the vocals at times can be a little bit jarring, but they really work. The cleans are okay, but the harsh vocals are just really good. They are fantastic. Love the vocals. Songs like And, Materi, and Hello Enduring 4. I just love the bouncy chorus on that song. Very heavy moments, but beautiful, blissful moments. There are orchestral moments that build throughout this LP. There are some beautiful acoustic sections along with big explosive symphonic sections, and great album to end off the year. Pesentalis in Eternus by Funeral. Wow. Fantastic LP. Next up is NECROCEROS. Actually, this should be my thumbnail. Yeah, that's the thumbnail. Anyway, NECROCEROS, ASPHYX. Amazing album. You know what? Martin Van Buren's vocals, you swear Sandpaper's just grating his Adam's apple as he is projecting some vile vermin stuff. Amazing, I love it. Great songs like The Soul Cure Is Death, Molten Black Earth, that riff on that. And you got some doomier songs in such as 3 Years of Famine, with a bit of Iron Maiden flair on 3 Years of Famine. It reminded me of times like something out of Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Then you got just the most intense fucking heaviest song of that album with Botox Implosion with a Nal Nafrak introduction, Yield or Die, and then NECROCEROS to end off the fucking album. It is one of the best albums, one of the best death metal albums of the year. It is fantastic death metal with elements of death doom. I would just say this is death metal. Yeah, this is death metal with elements of death doom. It's just fucking fantastic. Not to mention the album cover is amazing. This was released, I think, in January or February, and yeah, it still holds up this high. Can you believe it? Next up is Tribulation, Where the Gloom Becomes Sound. Ooh, so this album made me a fan. It made me a fan of this band. Real love all this stuff. They really changed the sound throughout the years, sounding more death, black metal, you could say, especially the first album. Really changing the sound, becoming more, sounding a bit like CRADLE or FILTH. They sort of changed the sound, becoming more, you know, subtle and beautiful, blissful in tone, creating an amazing album like Tribulation, Where the Gloom Becomes Sound. What can I say? Amazing songs like Hour of the Wolf, oh, Leviathans, Leaf, Daughter of the Jinn, Elementals, that beautiful solo in Elementals, just fucking amazing. Funeral Pie, one of the heaviest songs off the album, and the Wilderness, amazing album. Production's so damn good, along with the beautiful guitar work you get, and the vocals. The vocals have that blackened aesthetic, blackened tone, which you could argue with this is black metal or not, but there are a lot of gothic elements. Very enjoyable album. Next up is Hanging Garden, Skeleton Lake. This is a fantastic melodic death doom album with some beautiful female vocals mixed with the male aggression on this. I love it. The guitar tone is amazing. Beautiful acoustic passages that lead onto such heavier moments. You got songs like Cura, which is one of the fucking catchiest songs of the year, especially the beautiful humming, so damn good, along with Nowhere Haven. Winter's Kiss is so beautiful. This at times reminds me a bit of like Swallow the Sun, a bit of Insomnium as well, and hints of Draconian, which I fucking love. All these bands are fantastic. You're totally inspired by amazing bands like this. Even Evadne, the album I will mention later on. But yeah, Skeleton Lake, Hanging Garden is fucking fantastic. It is an album that you can get addicted to. There's so many great musical compositions on this. Just a mix of the beautiful clean vocals along with the aggression on this. Yes, this album can get fucking heavy, but it can be the most beautiful thing you can hear in metal in 2021. But yeah, Skeleton Lake is here. Okay, so next up is AQUILUS, Bellum 1. This is an Australian band. I think they hail from my neck of woods in Victoria. Intense album, great black metal with a mix of symphonic elements and just a concoction of just so many amazing atmospheric symphonic. This album can get pretty intense, like Into the Wooded Hollows, which is a really crazy introduction, Eternal Unrest, The Silent Passing, Lucille's Gate. It's just the intensity, the guitar work, and the production's fantastic. Then you got a really long instrumental called Imperial Night Sky. It's much more epic in tone, and it just feels like you're in a battle. Really solid album, released in December 2021. It's a symphonic black metal album. The vocals can get snarly and nasty and shrieky, and at times it's pretty uncomfortable listening to this album if you're with other people. Yeah, this album can be beautiful, it can be heavy, it can be just batshit crazy. See for yourself, listen to it. Next up is Ethereal Shroud, TRISACION. Okay, so this was also released in December. There are a few December albums that really surprised me, and yeah, December was a fantastic month for metal. Just a fantastic album overall. This is atmospheric black metal. It's melodic black metal. This is also my top 30 doom metal albums. It's black and doom metal, I can say. There are elements of funeral doom on this, especially through songs like Discarnate Chasmal Fires, which is really slow tempo moments, but really fast aggressive moments as well. The melodies are infectious in tone. They really do get stuck in your head, and this album feels fucking big. It feels massive, which I fucking love. Production is on point, great reverb, great guitar work, and the drumming is insane at times. The vocals are very harsh and aggressive in tone. Then you got songs like Chasmal Fires, it's like 28 minutes. You got a shorter song like Discarnate, which is 14, and then Astral Mariner, which is about 14 minutes. But yeah, Astral Mariner, one of my favorite songs off the album, just as a repetitive melody that get cemented in your head and you just can't stop humming it after the album finishes. But yeah, solid album overall. Ethereal Shroud, TRISACION, sits here. Okay, so next up is Pantheus, Closer to God, another December album. Might as well call this the best December metal albums of 2021, to be honest. I actually might title that. No, anyway, let's get on with it. Pantheus, Closer to God, a fantastic release by Pantheus. I am a really big fan of Pantheus. I love all their stuff. This is nearly as good as a Solitude, in my opinion, which is one of the best funeral doom albums of all time. Closer to God has a bit of Solitude elements on this, especially with the really slow paced moments that you get through Solitude, very similar to Closer to God, even with the organs that are utilized on this. And not to mention their longest song, Strange Times, is amazing. Costa's vocals on this, it's one of his best vocal performances ever, in my opinion. I love Closer to God, and I think Strange Times is one of my favorite songs by Pantheist ever. Just really slow paced moments, but yeah, there are fast tempo moments as well on Strange Times. It's just with the build up that the actual conclusion of this song really doesn't disappoint you. It's so damn depressing, this album, especially Strange Times, and it leads on to an instrumental called Erroneous Elation, depressing track Wilderness, which again is just a beautiful song. Love the guitar work, just love the slow paced drumming, and the clean vocals on this are very good. And of Stardust We Are Made, fantastic Funeral Doom song with elements of death doom, you could say, and I love it. I love how they do sort of experiment on Closer to God. And yeah, this is one of Pantheist's best album. If I had to rank Pantheist again, I'd probably put Closer to God at number 2. That's how much I love this album. So yeah, Pantheist Closer to God is fantastic. Well done, Pantheist. I know Pantheist is watching because they are a big fan of my channel, so well done for getting into the best metal albums of 2021. Kudos. Next up is one of the best power metal albums of the year. I'm gonna say it is the best power metal of the year just because it made it in my top 10, and it's one of my most played albums of 2021. We got none other than Burn It Down, cause we're the inferno. Dun, 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 dun. It is ORDEN OGAN, Final Days. We gotta burn it down, burn it down. We are the inferno. ORDEN OGAN, a fantastic power metal band with just great melodies, flare up in your head. Oh, the melodies are just like fire. They just burn into your fucking skin. That's how good this album is. Great guitar work on this, not to mention amazing solos. Heart of the Android, In the Dawn of the AI, Let the Fire Rain, Interstellar, great guitar solos on that. Alone in the Dark, one of the beautiful ballads of the year in my opinion, featuring Java Eriksson from Brothers of Metal, which is another fantastic band. Absolution for Our Final Days, amazing choruses, and it is over. Oh, what can I say? I played this album like just so many times this year. It was released back, I don't know when it was released. I think it was released in April. I think this album was delayed as well. It was supposed to be released in 2020, but it was released in 2021, and for a good reason. Glad they took their time. Production is phenomenal on this. Amazing. ORDEN OGAN are a fantastic power metal band. Elements of heavy metal, elements of power metal, just a great mix. Okay, so next up is an album I didn't expect to have in my top 10 at all, and it is for a reason why it made it in my top 10. It is a band that I really never got into until this album actually came out. This album really hit me hard. It was one of the most growing sort of albums for me. I gave them so many chances, especially their previous stuff, and holy shit, finally this particular band clicked for me. Most unique albums out there, especially for this band, and I didn't think this particular band could actually make an album like this, but holy shit, they did. It is Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is fantastic. It really is, and it has grown on me so damn much. I just love the beautiful guitar work on this, not to mention the vocals. Clean vocals are just fantastic. You get a few harsh vocals on this, but yeah, this particular LP clicked for me, and I really enjoy Mastodon now. I think Mastodon are just a fantastic band. Your Pain with an Anchor, one of the best songs off the album. Amazing to kick off, especially that riff throughout. Part of that song is amazing. Just feel this is one of the most headbangable fucking riffs of the year. The Crux, Sickle and Peace, Skeleton Splendor, Tear Drinker. I love how heavy that song is. Pushing the Tides, great chorus. Had It All, Mastodon summoning the sad boy techniques on that. Very gloomy and doomy. Savage Lands, Gobblers of Dregs, and Gigantum to end off the album. Peace and Tranquility, beautiful song. Great guitar solos on this. It's fantastic progressive metal. The best progressive metal album, in my opinion, of the year. I fucking love it. Pretty addicting. I love it. Mastodon, Hushed and Grim sits here. Next up is Swallow the Sun, Moonflowers. Okay, there's no doubt it's going to make it my top 10 metal albums of the year. I fucking love it. This album has grown on me quite a bit, and I did put it as my #1 doom metal album of the year. But unfortunately, that spot has been overtaken by one particular band that also released an album in December. So I will mention that later on. But Moonflowers, an incredible album. I love Miko's vocals on this. Moonflowers, Blue Misery, Enemy, that beautiful chorus in Enemy, Woven into the Sorrow, Keep Your Heart Safe From Me, All Hallows Grieve. Love the chorus on that. Those beautiful vocals, beautiful female vocals mixed with his vocals. The Fight of Your Life, summoning more of those black metal elements. This is a great album, one of the best albums of the year, and I love it. Great death doom, great melodic death doom. Beautiful, beautiful album. Next up is MERE COGNITUM, Solar Paroxysm. No doubt this was going to make it my top 10, and it's for a reason. This is one of the best melodic, atmospheric black metal albums. It is very progressive in tone. He decides to change things up, especially on this album, incorporating more cosmic moments on this throughout Antisarian with an amazing guitar solo. Got Frozen Star Divinization with an infectious guitar riff that really gets stuck in your head. Terror Requiem has more those doomier moments. I love how MERE COGNITUM really put in some really strong, heavy riffs on Terror Requiem. Luminous Secretion, just incredible. And Ataraxial Tunnels incorporates those aggressive and guttural vocals sounding very similar out of like Behemoth or something. But yeah, I love it. I love it. One of the best atmospheric black metal albums. It's, as you know, very spacey. Next up is Hypocrisy, Worship. Best death metal album, in my opinion. I fucking love it. This was released in November, I think. I didn't think this would actually make it this high. I love how melodic it is. It is one of the catchiest fucking death metal albums. Songs like Chemical Whore, Your Chemical Whore, that riff on that, Worship, Greedy Bastards, Dead World, Weather Walking Dead, that beautiful soothing guitar you get in that chorus, Children of the Grey, one of the best songs of the album. They Will Arrive, Gods of the Underground. Come on, man. It is catchy, it is melodic, amazing solos on this. The vocals, Peter Touchman's vocals, he's one of the best death metal vocalists of all time. I love his vocals. He was amazing in Bloodbaths, Nightmares Made Flesh. He's amazing in this. Hypocrisy is a band that I have explored. I love all their stuff. I think the albums are solid. There are a few albums that are hit or miss for me, but yeah, most of the discography is consistent. And yeah, Worship by Hypocrisy is solid. It's fucking brilliant. Okay, so next up is one of the best Middle Earth albums, you could say, of the year. It's epic, it's majestic, and a lot of people would probably know by now that, yeah, wow, this album just took me by surprise. This is the album that got me into sort of epic black metal. I really love epic black metal now. And although I was a big fan of Colored and Brood before this album came out, and I really enjoyed The Summoning as well, Fire and Hope just do it a little bit different. The elements of Dungeon Synth on this by the Waters of the Awakening. The stars an amazing album from start to finish. The vocals are just the vocals have the, of course, black metal aesthetic. The vocals are very clear on this. Great production, fantastic production, and amazing story. Amazing story. Talking about the elves and the orcs fighting, talking about different stages of Middle Earth and history, Sauron, and it's everything. It's got everything. It's got everything on this. Forgotten Legacy, War of Wrath, War of Ruin, Ashes of the Golden Whore. Amazing choruses do get stuck in your head. Forgotten Legacy, one of the best fucking choruses of the year in my opinion. I love it. The Whispering Shadows basically talks about everything about the history of Lord of the Rings and all about the one ring to rule them all. But yeah, Fire and All by the Waters of Awakening is so damn good. Okay, so next up is Accidental Terror, Cradle of Filth. Existence is futile. What can I say? This is a fantastic Cradle of Filth album. It is up there to be one of the best Cradle of Filth albums. I did a Cradle of Filth album ranking a few months ago, and this was pretty fucking high when it was released. This was released in September. The album cover's weird. The actual album is amazing. Accidental Terror, Necromantic Fantasies, Crawling King Chaos, Black Smoke Curling from the Lips of War, Cradle of Filth channeling their doom metal moments with discourse between a man and his soul. How Many Tears to Nurture a Rose. Interesting guitar tone you get throughout with the chorus. Very catchy, melodic. Suffer Out the Minion. I Stuck Invincible. One of the most fun songs of the year. I love it. Really do. Cradle of Filth. Existence is Futile is amazing. Danny Phil's vocals are amazing. The instrumentals are amazing. This whole fucking album is amazing. Ooh, so it's getting pretty warm here at the moment. It's really heating up, so it's time to end it. But we're now into our top 3 metal albums of 2021, based in my opinion. These are the best metal albums of 2021. I want to hear no arguments. But yeah, here we go. Coming at number 3 is an album that was released on Christmas Eve that really moved me to even tears, and I fucking love it. The melodies on this are amazing. It's also the vocals. We're talking about EVADNE, The Pale Light of Fireflies. An amazing album, very depressing in tone. It's melodic death doom. It reminds me at times like Swallow the Sun and even Draconian, and at times like Insomnium. It's just so damn good. It's got amazing guitar melodies. It's beautiful in tone. The Shadows, one of the catchiest songs of the year, with the chorus. Hello, the chorus is amazing. Shadows into the sky. Da, 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 da. So damn good. Not to mention those really guttural vocals you get on this album as well. Great guitar tone, great drumming. Love the feels throughout The Pale Light of Fireflies. Not to mention the slow moments, the unpredictable moments as well, with a few progression, flourishing surprises. Just brilliant. It really is. I love the artwork as well. The artwork's amazing. The hand touching her chest. How beautiful is it? One of the best album artworks of the year. Just solid. Really is. If you haven't checked out EVADNE, The Pale Light of Fireflies, check it out now. Check it out now. You must. It's melodic death doom done right. It is the best doom metal album of the year. It was going to be... If these 2 albums did not exist in 2021, the next 2 albums I'm going to mention, this would be number 1. And it could be number 1 because I keep listening to it. It's addicting, this album. So check it out. Okay, so you're ready. This is the divisive album. A lot of people would say, why is this at number 2? But you know what? I can't help what I love. And this is my top 25 metal albums of the year. So if you don't like it, stick a breadstick up your ass. Next up is Iron Maiden Senjutsu. Yes! I wish I could go back. I'll never be the same again. this should have been the album cover. I'm just gonna say this should be the album cover. Amazing. But yeah, Senjutsu, an incredible album in my opinion. This is Iron Maiden's, one of Iron Maiden's best works. Believe it or not, this is my most played album of 2021, and it is my most played album of all time. Can you believe that? Yes, I played this so many times. In fact, if I bring up my Apple Music, I played this around over 600 times this year. Senjutsu by Iron Maiden is incredible. I have spent close to 100 hours on this album, and I think it's just an absolutely amazing album from start to finish. Sure, Bruce Dickinson's vocals aren't as good as the other albums, but they are a lot better than Book of Souls and even Final Frontier. This is one of the Iron Maiden's best works in my opinion. I fucking love it. The guitar melodies are amazing. The progressive moments are amazing as well. The actual songs are incredible. You got songs like Here I Stand in a Serenade of Glory, naked by the throne of kings. It is the darkest hour with an amazing guitar solo. I'm gonna say this is probably the best Iron Maiden guitar solo of all fucking time. This actually moved me into tears. The Parchment really does grow on you if you listen to this album over and over again. You got songs like Days of Future Past, which is throwbacks to the 80s style Iron Maiden with their quick songs. Death of the Celts, which has elements of Dance of Death and also elements of The Nomad. I love it. Writings on the Wall, Senjutsu. Oh, have I forgotten any song? But yeah, Iron Maiden Senjutsu is my second favorite album of the year. This was going to make it into my #1 spot, but there is one album. Oh, I needed that drink. This album has moved me. One of my favorite albums of all time now. I wouldn't say it's my favorite black metal album of all time now, just because I keep exploring more black metal albums. This is probably the most addictive fucking album of 2021. A lot of people would know it. It's Exoctrillium Dive Requiem for the Serpent Telepath. Wow, amazing black metal album. It's melodic, there are elements of death metal. I love these clean vocals, not to mention the guitar tone. Guitar tone is amazing, and the melodies do get stuck in your head, and it's fantastic. Songs like Execure with just an amazing introduction, and his vocals are so damn demonic, harsh and aggressive, which is absolutely fucking out of this world. Ezekiel's vocals are very unique in tone, and I fucking love it. And all Exoctrillium albums are amazing, and even he released an EP as well, called Seven Demons or something, which has a 22-minute song. But yeah, that EP was amazing. But yeah, Exoctrillium Dive Requiem for the Serpent Telepath, also one of my most played albums of the year. Got songs like Bal d'Ether. Then you got songs like Adjecare, which has more doomier sort of riffs on it. Got Igenbal Dive. I love the outro of Dive, so damn good. There are just so many different layers on this. There are just so many different layers. Every time you listen to this album, you listen to something different. Songs like Cranag, which is a really interesting instrumental. Then there's a split where you get some softer songs, and then all of a sudden you get some hard-hitting fucking songs, one of the heavier songs off the album, like Zagdomen. Dumaneses is one of the heaviest songs off the album. And Zugtog, I can't even pronounce these names, but Zugtog reminds me of Vanilla Nafrak at times, especially introduction and the chorus. It's hard to believe that this is actually, apparently the lyrics are in English. I am yet to decipher what he's actually fucking saying. Even if you read the lyrics, you question, what is he saying? This is a fucking demon from hell yelling in your ear. And it is so damn good. This album made me explore Exoctrillium, and all the albums are amazing. This is my favorite metal album of 2021. You may not like it now, but as you listen to it over and over again, I challenge you, give it 5 to 6 listens, and you want to listen to it more and more and more. So that's it for my top 25 metal albums of 2021. I hope you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below your favorite metal albums of 2021. We are now moving away from 2021 and creating brand new content. Album rankings are coming back. Discovery will be coming back. Best metal albums of that particular year will be coming back. Also in some videos, the green screen will come back. There'll be better editing in 2022. I want to improve my editing game, so less videos will be coming out in 2022, but they should be quality, that's for sure. So I'll be taking my time. Work is getting pretty hectic as well, so at times it's hard to actually make videos. So better editing in 2022, I believe I can really up the game in editing. But yeah, got really good editing software, so I can edit pretty well. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your favorite albums of 2021, and I will see you in the next one.